So guys, let's do this series. Let's start off with Aries first. Let's put a timestamp. I'll start off with Aries. Let's see. Where you guys will be Aries by this time next year. Give me one card for their career, one card for their money, and one card for their love life. So let's see what's coming up. Love life. I don't know what's gonna come up. Could be addressing singles, could be addressing the one in connection. But let's try to make it general. Let's do your tarot portion. Then later we close it off with a keeper portion. One card for your career, please. For the sign of Aries, where you will be by this time next year. Career, first card, money. Second card, third card, love. How about your career, Aries? Not looking. You're kind of being pessimistic with your career by this time next year. Later we try to figure out why is that. How about your money? Increase. May not be a big increase from whatever you're making at this moment, but there is an increase. But you're not really kind of like, career-wise, something about being pessimistic or you don't like doing. I mean, who likes what they're doing, but yours is getting more emphasized. Okay, let's continue first. How about love? Love will be new love. Okay, let's see. Let's clarify one by one. So your career is about this. Why is this here? You feel okay. You feel like you hit the peak. By next year, actually your career is doing great. By next year, you feel like you hit the peak because you got the Emperor as a clarification. So you feel like you already hit the ceiling of it. So that's why kind of like bring you down. I mean, it's a good thing, right? If you reach kind of like your highest potential and whatever you're doing, maybe thinking about expanding. Maybe thinking about expanding. You feel like there is no good anymore in that whatever you're doing by next year. My advice as a normal human being is expansion. Like you may pick another side business or whatever you want to call it, right? You may want to do that. That's normal advice as a human, right? But let's see what's tarot advice for you. Tarot, what's the advice for them in their career? Still stick on whatever you're doing and be patient. There is more to be made. That weavers usually talking about there is something more in that situation for me. So there is something more that to be made or to be pursued in your career. There will be some sort of like progress down the line. Also Temperance calling you out to be patient with your career by this time next year. So maybe not best to expand, but still focusing on whatever you're doing. But you see what you can do. Let's see about your money. Why the Page of Pentacles? I mean, that's a good thing. You got confusion. Your money is doing great, but I feel like you got a bit like issue around want to spend your money. Some of you kind of like by this time next year, you're gonna be like whether you should just save for retirement or spending, which is really up to you, to be honest. If you, for the one that want to retire early, obviously you just need to save, right? But for the one that still want to kind of enjoy life and all these things, yeah, you can spend here and there. Just make sure you can kind of like saving, right? I don't see anything like crazy around your or scary around your money. Okay, how about the love thing is for the one that doesn't have love next year. By this time you're in some sort of love situation with the F sign, very cold and detached. That's the issue though. You may kind of like question their emotion. For some of you, this is a person that kind of reject you or is ghost you. For the one that has this kind of situation, for the one that literally don't have anyone from their past whatsoever, right? This is a new person, F sign, cold detached. It could be also for some of you, this is gonna be like kind of like on and off situation with the ghosting card here. They may reject you also. So this person may reject you from now if you meet them now to next year, and by this time next year you're gonna repeat it again. I mean, give me like couple of three cards for who is this person. So that we close it up with your keeper portion. So roughly about 8 minutes per sign. Yeah, it's a F sign. It's keep repeating. So strong energy that next year, by this time next year, you're gonna be either dealing with someone new in the F sign, or if this is already on and off, it's a F sign. You're still gonna like doing it with them. The only problem is, or the only like a bit negative, they come as a Queen of Cup reverse, meaning like the emotion is kind of like very dry, But what the hell? Okay, appear as a two love though. So they may like just have an issue about expressing emotion, typical F sign. Some of you, this is on and off because you got friendship reverse. Some of you, this is an on and off situation. So yeah, whether this is the person that you're gonna be meeting, or you already meet them, or this is totally like next year you're just gonna meet them. Gonna be a bit on and off, but they come up with a two love, so could be someone that stick by this time next year. Okay, let's close it off with a keeper portion. Let's see. Keeper, what do you want to tell Aries by this time next year? Give them a couple message for sign of Aries. For the sign of Aries, give them a couple of message. You got love coming, but the only negative side is Queen of Cups reverse. That means they're not very good at emotional thing. You got changes. Some of you guys may be buying a car. Also, for your career, you're gonna become more official in your career, like the go-to guy or whatever you're doing, like the go-to guy in the industry. That kind of feeling. For the one that in good connection by this time next year is kind of like this kind of energy. Either you're gonna get already going to marry your person, or you're at the stage of getting to know their family by this time next year. Yeah, single, you're gonna be dealing with on and off. Keeper also confirming this. You got courtship reverse, expectation reverse, coffin reverse. That is on and off connection. By this time next year, you're gonna be dealing with kind of on and off. It comes as a two love. It could be like a type of connection where you two gonna be together, but got a lot of like hardship, like on and off situation, up and down. So yeah, that's a keeper portion for you. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next sign now. Taurus. By this time, give me prediction for Taurus. First card will be their career, next card will be their money, the third card will be their love situation, love life. Let's see. Let's try to figure out what's gonna happen in your life, Taurus, by this time next year. Okay, let's see. First card is their career, Taurus. Taurus career. You're putting up a temperance, so that means your career is doing great, although a bit slow. Temperance is also calling you to be a bit patient with your career. How about your money? Ooh, this is I like. That means there will be like significant growth and expansion around your money by this time next year. This is like big. Empress is kind of like energy of whatever you touch or whatever you do on your money is giving you profit, that kind of thing. How about love then? Moving on. So by this time next year, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but you're going to be moving on. Later we clarify. Let's go with your career. Why the temperance is here? You need to kind of like indecision about, by this time next year, your career is kind of also similar with Aries message, but yours is more like because of a stagnation. You feel like you're gonna like have a wandering eyes to look elsewhere around your career. But I'm seeing you still working. You got that reverse. Some of you, even if you leave your current job by this time next year, you're gonna return back to that same company, same job, same position with the death reverse. What's with this theme kind of like around career? You're the second signs that I'm getting like next year you're gonna feel like there's a stagnation around your career, like things not progressing. What's the advice? I don't know what's the advice. Why is that there? You do have option, like by this time next year if you want to apply, you do get option. You got people calling you for interview, all these things, but I don't see any big opportunity at REFUND reverse. So I feel like just stick with whatever you're doing by this time next year. For the one that feels stagnant, one card. Also, if you feel stagnant with your career, you may kind of like try to, don't know, your advice for the one that feels stagnant, right? 3 of Pentacles reverse. Kind of like just do your own thing, I feel. Yeah, I feel like that's it. There's no big mystery around your career. You're just gonna feel stagnant by this time next year. Still employed, but I feel like your money is doing great, but only like there's a stagnation feel around your career. But I'm also seeing like even if you are like kind of like applying other job, you do got interview, all these things, but no like big offer yet with the Hierophant reverse too. That's the truth about it. Why the Empress upright here? You're gonna get some sort of like expansion around your money, even though that's not the amount or the situation that you're kind of expecting, but it's somewhat good. Sun reverse, even if you reverse, is kind of like still good energy. I'm seeing some of you kind of like a bit money centric next year. Kind of like overthinking what kind of investment you want to do, all this thing. A bit materialistic energy that I'm getting around your money by next year. So be careful about that. Don't fall into kind of like too materialistic to a certain point. Caring about money is a good thing, but over caring is kind of like not very good also. That's around your money. But your money, I feel like there's an increase, some sort of growth and expansion, like you hit a milestone, but not the milestone that you're expecting. Something about that. Love is 6 of Swords, right? So this is a card of moving. Why is this here? Oh. Uh-oh. Some of you, your next big relationship after you move, keep in mind 6 of Swords upright is also can be talking about physical move. Looks what happened after clarification for that. You got this. This is mean like you're gonna be making friend. Things gonna progress slow between you two. Then become this. Can be signify a fire sign that gonna start up as a friend. Eventually that, and the outcome is this relationship. For some of you that you know that moving is on your horizon or in your plan, this is probably picking up that storyline. If it's not about a physical move, can be just simply moving on from a connection that is failed to go to the next stage. I ask what else is the world reverse. So yeah, you also by this time next year you got a like opportunity to be meeting up with or making friends first. May not be by this time next year is the full-blown relationship, but can be tracked toward end of next year. But you do got like long-term relationship in your way also. So I feel like nothing like too crazy around your love life. I mean, it's doing good actually. It's just like a bit like toward the end of next year. For the one that know that you're gonna move, like this is on your planning, by next year you're gonna move, probably the good one come up after you move. Maybe give me like 3 cards on who's this person that they need to like be committed, or at least they know how to, who is this person that they need to invest their energy and time besides their fire sign. says they are fire sign. Can be a blonde hair. I really take the hair thing. You don't need to guess. They're gonna tell you like they have emotion towards you. You don't need to guess. That's the biggest indication. You don't need to guess. They will tell you, or by their action you're gonna get to know like they have emotion towards you, or they like you, something around that. Okay, let's close it off with your keeper portion. Keeper, what's gonna happen in Taurus life by this time next year? Give me them a couple of message. Give them a couple of message. Okay, let's see. Couple of message for you. Some of you gonna be stressing about traveling. You're gonna feel like you haven't go travel, or you need to go travel to see the world. That's what I'm seeing though. It's just like come up as a stress. But some of you feel like you cannot go travel because of your work, like you don't have time. Relationship is on the way though, with someone that is mature also here. They may not making a lot of money. Don't know why people want to address that. Yeah, you got relationship with someone that is mature. They may make less money than you. Not sure why that's important, but that's what I'm getting. So maybe give a chance to people that actually doesn't make as much as you also by this time next year. You may be surprised with their heart. Maybe they're kind of like too love, this kind of thing. So yeah, let's move on now to Gemini. Okay, Gemini, by this time next year, where are you at this time by next year? First card will be your career. Next card, the second card is your money. The third card will be your love life. So far we're getting good reading. I'm hoping Gemini also got good reading. But there's a theme. I feel like career people gonna start feeling like being at the peak, or things like you feel like your career is kind of like stagnant. Let's see if it's the same for you. Gemini, please. Okay, let's see. How are your career? One card, please. Let's see why later. This can mean many things. How about your money? What is this with all reverse for you, Gemini? How about love? Oh, that's not very good. Okay, let's see why the Page of Swords reverse for your career. Oh, actually your career has got a lot of progression, but you're gonna feel like you cannot keep up with the progression. Some of you gonna like want to throw everything by this time next year. It's not because of stagnation, you're the opposite. You feel like things are moving fast. 8 of Wands upward. Then after that 10 of Wands upward. You feel like you would just want to throw everything, call it quit by this time next year. You're the opposite of the others. You do got a lot of progress in your career, or a lot of going on things, positive things around your career by this time next year. But I'm seeing you're the one that feel like I would just want to throw everything. You feel like you're being burdened by it. What's your advice? Kind of weird. 4 of Wands. Why is your advice 4 of Wands? Stick on whatever you're doing. Don't move. This come up as this. Your advice is 4 of Wands, meaning like there will be something like big stable things gonna play off after this next year kind of thing. So don't give up. Stick to whatever you're doing. It may time to time you feel like you are overwhelmed by this progression of things happening, but just like hanging there. I feel like it's a good, your career is good. It's not a bad thing. It's just kind of like you feel like overwhelmed. So yeah, I feel like it's a good career for me. If you got a lot of like changes, good changes, that means it's a good thing on your career. Okay, your money. Why is this here, right? Taking a break. Oh, that's nice. Oh, you're gonna be saving. You're gonna be saving. You're gonna be saving a lot of money by next year. The energy of you gonna become a bit stingy. Like you just want to save everything, which is by this time next year is this. meaning like growth around your money. You also become confident by your money, kind of like you got, you know, like the type, you got a bank account and you kind of like feel secure, and by being secure, you also, your confidence gonna grow, that kind of thing. Like you don't worry about it. Oh, that's why you want to do everything in your career by this time next year, because you feel you got enough money to just call it quit. Okay, there will be like good money situation come for you. I'm not sure when, because you got Two of Cups, usually indicating like something good. Can be a thing that, I think this come up twice for you, or at least couple of times already. Can be a thing that you want to give up by this time, from now till next year. When you try to give up, they're actually gonna start seeing money from it, like more money from it, something about that. So your money is doing great actually, even to the level like you feel like, yeah, I can just quit my job and I'll be fine. Okay, let's see about love. This is not very positive, meaning like there is a person that you're gonna be looking towards them negatively by this time next year. Materialistic. You too focus on your money also by this time next year. Be careful. Some of you gonna ghost someone by this time next year. So I'm not sure if this is calling about a person that you're currently dealing, or if this is a new person that you're dealing that you're gonna ghost them. You're gonna give up on them. So this is kind of like picking up on a connection that's already going on. Who is this person? A person that you don't want a second chance. You don't want to work on them anymore. So there's this person that you kind of like don't want to work on them anymore. You don't want to give them a second chance. The judgment reverse. By this time next year, you're gonna even look them at more negative lights. Some of you gonna get to know like this person kind of like materialistic also by this time next year. You're kind of going back and forth whether you want to kind of like ghost them or not. But I'm saying you're gonna like ultimately gonna give up. How about single? This is a good reading. Single, your love life is actually kind of like good by this time next year. I'm not sure whether you're gonna be like in somewhat long term, but you got this coming towards you, Queen of Pentacles by this time next year. Either you're talking with them. I think this come up twice also, the businessman, businesswoman, right? Some of you gonna meet this businessman, businesswoman by mid this year or September, come into my mind. Relationship or not, I'm not really sure, long term or not. Probably some of you still casually dealing with them by this time next year. But Five of Cups reverse is kind of like you got like positive outlook around your love life. So it kind of like good energy by this time next year. I mean, give me 3 cards for their love life by this time next year. Everyone got good reading. I kind of like this reading. So far 3 signs deep and we got good reading. Keep in mind, if you want to quit your job next year, don't do it for whatever reason. Because your advice is 4 of Wands. I feel like there will be something more to be get, more something that is more stable in your current working situation by this time next year. Okay, the person that you're gonna like give up with, how you know also this is your story, they are somewhat immature, quite fake, not very genuine person. Come up as a twin flame for whoever that believes twin flame. Twin flame is kind of like a bit annoying, toxic connection. But for some of you, simply talking about soulmate connection where the purpose is just to learn things, that's all. You're gonna give up from them ultimately. Alright, let's see. Let's move on. Alright, Cancer, your turn. Cancer, where are you at this moment next year? By this date next year. Where are you? Give me 1 card for your career. Next card is your money. Third card is your love life. 3 sign deep, and most of the sign got good reading, somewhat positive by this time next year, which is nice. I feel like nice. It's good. Like positive changes happening in your life. But let's see yours. I'm hoping the trend is continue. Let's see, how about your career by this time next year? Oh, that's a really good. Whatever you wish, as long you're putting effort from now till next year, you're gonna get it. This is a big thing. Some of you, if you wish like you're gonna want to be famous, this is also gonna happen. This is your confirmation. How about your money? Oh, what's going on with you? I like your reading. And luckily I'm also a Cancer moon. I like your reading. Something good gonna happen around your money also. Maybe tied with your career because you got the star there as a career. How about your love life then? Not that one. Oh my god, this is the best. This is the best. You feel like by this time next year your love life is like going turbo already. Like you start meeting the right people, you're dealing with the right people. Maybe even in some of you in the relationship already. Alright, let's clarify. Why the star here? We want to get more. Okay. Apparently this just want to tell a good thing. The star is here because of this. Meaning like your career, you're gonna be start making more big money by this time next year. Some of you gonna return to your previous job even though you feel like it's kind of like toxic, but you feel like the money is good, so you're gonna like go for it. For some of you, but generally a lot of you, whatever you wish around your career, that's gonna happen, and your money is doing great. Queen of Pentacles, like very established kind of feeling. For the one that, I don't know why I keep getting, for the one that actually want to be famous, you're gonna start seeing like manifesting this famous thing. I'm not sure whether it's just talking about YouTube, or some of you go to national television, things like that. That's gonna happen for you. So let's see about your money. Why the Ace of Cup here? I'm going to the next stage, ending. I feel like you're gonna be just making more money, period. You got this though. So it's kind of like 6 of Pentacles is an increase. Not the biggest increase, but it's an increase. 6 is kind of like quite significant increase. But still not the milestone that you want. Some of you guys have the milestone number in your mind. You're not gonna reach that yet. But generally I'm seeing it's good. The clarification, all good card. Your money is doing great though. So I feel like nothing to worry around your finances next year. By this time next year. So if you have some sort of delay with your money by this time, I feel like next year you're gonna start accumulating more money. Okay, let's see your love life. A lot of you guys want to know this, right? Why is this here? For the one that haven't walked away, you're gonna walk away by this time next year. Fully walk away. You're walking away to a new destination. Is this long term? Some of you by this time next year, you're in some sort of long termness. Who is this person? No, very passionate. F sign. Why everyone keep getting an F sign as their next person? You're also an F sign, Queen of Swords upright. How you know they're not toxic? They're very straightforward. This person can help you to heal you also, or get over things from your past. For some of you, this is a past person. It's always, this card keep popping back. But for the one that doesn't have, right, it's a new person. F sign. How you know when you meet this person very straightforward, not toxic. That's how you know. So a lot of you guys been dealing with the people that kind of toxic, right? So this person is the opposite of that. That's how you know. Can help you with overcoming all the past things like hard feelings, all these things. For some of you, this is a past person that come towards you this time with much better energy, and you two gonna be in some sort of long term next year. Wow, your reading is the best. I like this. Everyone got love. I'm hoping like all the signs got love also. Give me 3 cards for their love life by this time next year. They can be mature, If this is a new person, they come and attach. Yeah, how you know is, I feel this also resonate with the devil weavers, right? Obstacle weaver. This is a type of person that very cooperative. So this is a total opposite of the people that you've been dealing in the past. Good stuff. I like it. Your reading is amazing. Let's close it off with Keeper now. Keeper. Give me a couple of messages for Cancer by this time next year. What's happening in their life? By this time next year, what's happening in their life? One more shuffle. Work. Some of you work gonna become like a lot of more success. Some of you even gonna be like a job opportunity outside your country, or it's just outside your city. There's will be a moving related to your work for some of you. Work is a good thing happening. For the one that's dealing with some sort of legal situation, no message, meaning you are the victor of it, or it's gonna be successful, the outcome. I don't know what it's talking about. What's with the hell? Also, for the one that's planning to move, there will be a delay. Kind of like contradicting with the work thing. But probably some of you just had some move, or just simply like moving house, right? There will be a delay by this time next year. Making money. Why the hell this here? Some health situation gonna pop up next year, but it's not a concern, so I'm not sure. Maybe it's just like simple allergy that you thought is already done, already healed, then it's gonna pop up back. Something around that. Okay, I'm gonna move on to Leo now. Leo, by this time next year, where are you at? First card is your career. Next card is your money. Third card will be your love life. Let's do your prediction. The card almost fly. By this time next year. Okay. Okay, let's see. How's your career by this time next year? Can mean many things. Let's see later. Clarify. How about money? Can mean many things also. 10 of Wands is like releasing some sort of burden. Some of you may be like releasing some bad spending things, but let's see. Let's clarify. How about love life? Okay, your card is like, I need to clarify to get the context of it. Okay, let's start off with your career. Why the Fool here, reverse? Lack of going to the next stage, the World reverse. So you kind of like, either by this time next year, you're not gonna trust your employer, or you're gonna be like too afraid to take a risk, because you keep feeling like whenever you take a risk at this current job, it's always fail. It never go to the next stage. That's kind of sucks though. I'm seeing you kind of like bit super extra careful next year, like not taking a risk, or even not really trusting your employer, because you feel like you've been like, if you feel like over trusting with them in the past, they kind of like backstab you. For some of you, simply like you take a risk, then it failed, and you try again, it failed. Now you kind of like too scared to take a risk. What's your advice? Release. Some of you kind of like that fear kind of like hold you back. Your advice is to release the fear, and there will be like some sort of long-term happiness wait for you. That's what the tarot gives. Kind of like it's a bit lack of context, but I'm seeing like in general sense, next year this is gonna play off for some of you. Like you are too afraid to take a risk though, and your advice to kind of like take a risk. If you do take a risk by next year, right, you're gonna achieve some sort of happiness. 10 of Cups. That's what I'm seeing though. Let's see about your money. Why the 10 of Wands up right here? Oh, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Some sort of, I feel like your money is just a good, what you gonna release? Not waiting. Oh, some of you not gonna wait anymore next year. Like if you do have some sort of business idea, investment, you're gonna just pursue it next year. Some of you feel like because in the past you kind of like hold back, there is a missed opportunity where you can make a lot of money. So I'm seeing like by this time next year, you don't don't want to hold back anymore. You're just gonna pursue whatever business idea that you want, or money idea that you want to do. What's the outcome? That reverse. Oh, something about the outcome is you're gonna like return. That reverse is kind of like returning, right? But then you got this though. This is a kind of like good money situation. 5 of Pentacle reverse is kind of like recuperating your losses. So yeah, I feel like if you got this calling by this time next year, go for it. Kind of like recuperating all the losses that you have in the past. You start making money more. Wow, your reading is a complex one, even for money. Okay, about love. Why is this here? Oh, okay. Oh, but you need to be careful though. Next year is by this time next year, your love life is actually in this state, right? But you're the one that's gonna be like not cooperative. Is it you that I'm doing this reading also? One sign is not very cooperative with love life. You're doing this and you're too focused on your money thing. King of Pentacle. But actually the energy for the love thing, right, is the wheel for you next year. So if there is a thing that kind of being stagnant from now until next year it start moving around your love life. So just make sure that, for me, is the advice is be cooperative, obviously, but let's see from table. What's your advice? You also need to stop with the holding back. A lot of you guys kind of like hold back emotionally. Why the commitment card is here? Also, let go from the idea of a past person that you think there will be a commitment. You need to let them go. Some of you are still thinking like you can go back to your past person and there will be a long-term relationship. I don't think so. Your advice is to let go. You do have good love energy next year. The wheel is very good energy, so you better take advantage of that energy. I mean, give me 3 cards for the love life by this time next year. Your reading is a bit complex, not as straightforward as other sign. You may meet with someone that either they have already has children or they want children. They don't make a lot of money, but they're very loyal towards you. Oh, it can be a past love. So you two still dealing with each other. Come up as a loyal though, so I'm not sure whether this is someone that you deal right now and they are a good person, or this is a past person that used to be not very good or used to be like keeping that option open. Now they want to commit towards you. But yeah, that's your love life though. There is like a good energy around your love life by this time next year. Like things just gonna flow naturally. So you better use it to your advantage. Appear more cooperative toward people and be more open toward people. I'm seeing a lot of you guys kind of like holding back toward people also. So you need to kind of like be more vulnerable toward people. Have some sort of vulnerability there. Okay, let's close it off with your keeper. By this time next year, keeper, give them a couple of messages for Leo. Give Leo a couple of messages, please. Some sort of delay around your move, or kind of like you need to make a decision about your move. You are making more money. work is good. People gonna like more cooperative towards you, that kind of energy. So still employed. Clarify for me this one. Okay. There will be kind of like people that kind of fake. Okay, if you're dealing with the fake people around your work, that situation gonna end by this time next year. You're gonna be making money also. Poverty reverse. Also, you're gonna be thinking about how to make more money, which is kind of almost the same with the tarot portion. Alright, let's go to Virgo now. Okay, Virgo, let's do yours. Okay, for the sign of Virgo, by this time next year, give me one card for their career. Second card will be their money, and the third card will be their love life for the sign of Virgo. Let's do a prediction. How's your life going to be by this time next year, Virgo? Let's see. Okay, how about your first card is your career, right? Oh, that's a good thing. Kind of like enjoying doing what you're doing. Six of Cups is the fondness energy, right? So I feel like your career is doing great. Later we clarify why is this here. How about your money? Quite similar with Leo. Let's see why. 10 of Wands upright can mean like you're gonna be like releasing some sort of like burden, ending some bad money situation. Let's see. How about love life? Everyone getting this. I like this. By this time next year, either you're gonna be in some sort of love situation or this is totally new person that you're gonna be meeting and dealing. Let's go with your career. Why the Six of Cups upright? Overwork though. You like doing what you're doing, but there's a sense of you kind of like being workaholic by this time next year. So be careful about this. Some of you gonna be moving job, but you're kind of like too afraid about moving. Also, some of you, when you try to move, your boss gonna counter you again, like higher salary by this time next year. Wow, I like this reading. Why are you too stressed about moving? Because you feel like your current boss is good. So this is only for the one that doing work with the good boss. By this time next year, you may kind of like get offer elsewhere, but then your boss gonna counter it. Some of you actually kind of like reluctant to move because you feel like your current situation with this current boss, right, employer is actually very good. Even though there is kind of like a bit overwork energy, so just be careful about that by this time next year. But generally your career is good. I'm seeing you guys doing whatever you're doing, you're kind of enjoying doing it. So this is, I don't think this picking up on you guys that kind of hating your job. I mean, it can be, but by this time next year, you're gonna start like liking whatever you're doing. But generally, I'm seeing it's good, great career with. Let's see about your money. Why is this here? 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands clarify with the 10 of Cups. Some sort of like long-term money situation gonna be happening for you though. What's you gonna release? Oh, the thing that you're gonna drop is the toxic. So around bad habits, things like that. So I'm correct. That's why I'm feeling that. So bad habits, overindulging things that spend money, all these things you're gonna be dropping. You're gonna be working on long-termness, like some of you planning for retirement, things like that. Ooh, I like this. Why is that there? For the one that waiting for like a big contract, right, around your money or maybe some investment thing, there will be a delay. So some of you may doesn't make sense about this because this kind of like next year, right? But I'm seeing some of you that kind of like banking on some sort of investment. There will be a delay by this time next year. Okay, let's move on to love life. You got this on love life. Why this is here? You may meet a new love around your work, but you kind of also a bit too scared because you feel like you shouldn't date around your work. Not sure. You may meet, or you may be dealing with the businessman, businesswoman, King of Pentacles. Also, side message, some of you that there's a connection that you're gonna be falling out of love, or you're already in that state, you're gonna disengage from them. Also, if you think like this person that you fell out of love, they're gonna be like going to the next stage between you two, no, both reverse. Some of you already start falling out of love now. For some of you, it's like next year. But yeah, by next year, you may be dealing with this King of Pentacles, businessman, businesswoman, but you kind of like feel like, should I? Because this, some of you, this is about work thing. Can be your customer or things like that. Okay. I mean, give me 3 cards for their love life. You got in some sort of love situation next year, which is good. You love. Let's see what Amira want to say. Any extra clarification or whatnot. Just 3 cards, Amira. Oh, this person is gonna fall in love with you first, then you fell in love to them. Also, you pull up an F sign, which is kind of like a theme for a lot of sign next year. You're gonna be dealing with the F sign, or just simply someone that's kind of like a bit cold, detached. Especially they are King of Pentacles, right? So businessman, businesswoman. But yeah, they're gonna like choose you, or they're gonna like make up their mind that they want you and only you. They also know how to express emotion, which is kind of like contradicting with the F sign, right? So maybe this is the one that just know how to express, but at the same time very logical. So yeah, that's yours. Love life. Let's see with what. Let's close it off with keeper portion. Any extra information from your keeper portion? Keeper, what do you want to tell Virgo? Like by this time next year, give them a couple of messages, Keeper. Wow, liking this trend. So far, all signs got love by this time next year, which is whoo. I know a lot of you guys kind of like question a lot about the love thing, but I feel like yeah, a lot of you guys got love, some sort of love thing at least. Whether it's a long term or not, or there is a, like you two become a couple or not, but at least you are connected to someone. And it's a good connection, most of you guys getting a good connection, which is I like it. Moving. Got moving also. What's with this? A lot of energy of moving next year. A lot of sign. Some of you there is a moving where you need to spend money. Especially with the paperwork, you need to spend money. It's gonna be successful though, the paperwork that you spend money for. What the hell is this? Something about the move related with paperwork. You also got extra money coming in. You got sudden wealth coming in. Some of you, you're gonna start making money, and your person gonna be jealous of you, and eventually you're gonna like leave them. This is, I feel like, if you're already connected at this moment, especially if your person kind of like a bit petty. When they see like you're making up more money or become more successful than them, they're gonna like leave you, or you're gonna leave them. Your message is weird on the keeper portion though. Some of you, the promotion or the success only happen when you're not thinking about it, or when you're not obsessed about it. What the hell? End of poverty, I like it. Some of you that got like a constant money issue for the past 1-2 years, that's gonna end of poverty. That means you're gonna be like upping your lifestyle by this time next year. A lot of you guys gonna have a better lifestyle by this time next year. Ooh, I like your reading. One of the best, but I feel like Cancer is the best so far. So yeah, I'm gonna continue later on the part 2. Thank you all for watching. I see you guys in the next video. Bye all.